Hi, come into our kitchen and sit right down. Today we're having a delicious St. Paddy's Day corned beef brisket, and it's gluten-free. First of all, you're going to get a brisket at the store, corned beef, and it'll say it contains a spice packet. That's what you want. I know that you can make your own spice packet, but I don't have the ingredients. But anyway, this is a flat. Now it comes in flat, point, and I believe a roast. The only reason I only have this once a year is the price. And this is a time of year where all the grocery stores put it on sale. In fact, I should have bought two and put one in the freezer. This is a great recipe. It's warm and dear to my heart because my best friend used to make it for me every St. Paddy's Day, and then she passed away. So I'm going to make it for you today. It's gluten-free, and first of all I need to go rinse the meat because it comes in this pickling liquid. And what you do is you go to your sink, sterilize your sink, and then take it out of the package and rinse it off. If you don't feel right about doing that in your sink, get your colander and do it in that because it won't touch the sink. And I'll be right back. Okay, I got her all cleaned up. This one is pretty, doesn't have too much fat on the cap. Now I used to go nuts and get a knife and try to cut it off, but then I found out that after you cook it, it just scrapes right off with a spoon. So I'm not going to worry about it. It adds flavor to your meal. And first of all, I'm going to put the trivet down in here with the handles up, and then I'm going to, this is a 4-pound, so I'm going to put the 4-pound piece of brisket in here. I cut up an onion just in the chunks like this. Doesn't have to be diced. You just want to sprinkle it around the edges. Whoa! They like to escape from me. Okay, then I need my garlic. Now I've gotten to the bottom of the bag here, and my garlic is pretty little. I'm not going to cut them up. I'm just going to put them around the edges. The reason why is after this is done, we're going to strain the liquid. So here's the spice packet. Has all kinds of goodies in it. Peppercorns, mustard seeds, bay leaves, and all that such stuff. And like I said, you can make your own. There's recipes on YouTube on how to do that. And I'm just going to sprinkle this over the top. Have to use my finger because it's wet. Yeah, this is going to be a treat today. Now this is good for Easter too, because it's all on sale and Easter is all right around the corner. Instead of having a ham, do a corned beef. You don't necessarily have to do the cabbage, but the meat's delicious. So let me wipe my hands. Next I'm going to get my liquid. Okay. I am going to add, this is 4 cups of liquid. And what I did is I had this gluten-free herb ox beef bouillon. Now, this is very expensive on the internet. I couldn't find it in stores because I'm from a small town. Possibly if you're in LA, they might have it on the shelf. Also, you could add beer. Now, being gluten-free, this is a gluten-free beer. It's called Red Bridge by Anheuser-Busch. And it is a darker color beer that's made out of sorghum, so it's gluten-free. I'm not going to use this today. If you don't want to do the bouillon and the beer, water is just fine. I'm going to add, just for a little bit of flavor, a teaspoon of Dijon, my favorite. always hang my spoon on the side. This is apple cider vinegar, and this is brand. It has the mother in it. What that means is they don't filter it as much as regular apple cider, and it's more nutritional. Teaspoon of that, and then just for a darker flavor, I'm going to measure this in my hand, a teaspoon of instant coffee. Or if you have coffee on hand, coffee pot sitting on your stove or in your maker, then use that. It just gives it a little bit of chocolate flavor, I would say. This Dijon's not coming off of here. Okay, I'm going to whisk this up. And I'm going to pour this around the sides of the meat because I don't want to wash off that spice packet. You always have to have at least a cup of water in the bottom of your Instant Pot or it won't come to pressure. Okay. I'm going to grab the lid. Oh, I got to add my bay leaves. I get my bay leaves at Big Lots for $1. And they come not broken up. They come in a little plastic inner seal. And they only cost $1. So there goes my bay leaves. I'm going to put the Instant Pot. There's no sauteing or anything like that. This is a complete pressure cook meal. And so I'm going to put my lid on. There we go. Make sure it's in the sealing position on the top, not the venting. Okay, second of all, I'm going to push the pressure button, pressure cook, and set this for 80 minutes, no, 90 minutes. Now I could have hit this meat and stew button, but you still have to set the time. Up to an hour and a half. Almost. Okay, there it is. Now this will take about 15 minutes to come to pressure, and then it'll take about an hour and a half to cook, and we'll be back. Okay, this has cooked for 90 minutes. I did a natural release, which means I let it sit here for 15 minutes, then did a release. The pin has dropped, so I'm ready to take the lid off. Now remember, when you take your lid off, you want to take it off away from you so you don't get steam on you. And then I'm going to set it over here. I need to get my meat out of here. Let me see if I can do it with the tongs. Oh, leave it to me to make a mess. Okay, let me leave the trivet in there. No, I gotta take it out. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, now I've got a whole bunch of rich broth down in here. I've got onions, and I've got my little pieces of garlic floating around. I don't know if I'm going to strain it, because we're not picky on the garlic or anything like that. We kind of like the bigger clumps. Okay, I've got 4 medium potatoes. These are the white skin. These are not the russet. I'm going to cut them into fourths. And I might not need all of them. First I'm going to put the carrots in there. Now this was a traditionally, which I've made it many years, as a boiled dish. Watch you don't burn yourself. And it takes forever to boil on your stove. So we're simplifying things by using the Instant Pot. I'm going to say I'm using maybe 2 cups of carrots. If you want to strain it, you get a strainer like this and a bowl that you can set it on and strain everything out. And then let me finish cutting my potatoes. I've washed these, and we're leaving the skins on because we like the skins. It's got a lot of nutrition in it. Okay, now took a head of cabbage and cut it into pieces about like this, and I'm going to put that in there. Got to watch my fill line. Okay. Actually, I've seen people not worry about the fill line when they put cabbage in there because it does wilt down. So I'm going to do what other people have done and just throw this in here. Now I still have about a half a cabbage because it was fairly big. It wasn't small. And I'm going to make another dish this week using this cabbage. It's going to be a cold cannon, which is mashed potatoes, bacon, and cabbage. Traditional Irish dish. That worked out perfect. Okay, now I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to cook. I'm going to bring this up to pressure again, and we're going to do it for 5 minutes. Pressure cook. Bring it down to 5 minutes because remember I had it at 90. And you press your finger on there, you don't have to keep pressing it. It just rolls down or up, whatever you want. There we go, 5 minutes. Now I'm going to work on my meat for a minute and I'll be back to show you that. Okay, here's our 4-pound piece of meat that has shrunk down to about 2 pounds. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this fat layer off. First I'm going to scrape the mustard seeds and all that off because that'll taste good in the cabbage. If you don't like this stuff, that would be when you would strain your broth. Whoop. I have a bowl here that I'm just going to throw this fat cap in there. I don't like fat. Fat grosses me out. Almost done. Please watch your fingers, don't act like me. Okay. Now, this meat has lines going down through it. And it's called the grain. And if you've ever seen people on there telling you you have to cut across the grain, so my grain's going towards me like this. I want to cut it this way. So I'm going to use my tongs to hold it. You can use a fork. I'm going to slice it. If you cut it with the grain, which would mean the opposite of what I'm showing you now, it'll be tough and stringy. I learned that because I've been cooking a long time and I've actually had it happen to me because I cut it the wrong way. Look at that. Whoops. Okay, now I'm going to leave this on the plate. I'm going to put foil over it. I've got to wait till the vegetables are done. And we're just about to eat. I'll be right back. Okay, our veggies are done. And I'm going to take the foil off the meat. It's been sitting here resting. It doesn't get cold. I release the steam and I'm taking the lid off. And I'll lay that over. Actually, I'll lay it on here. Get my plate. Now you can use a slotted spoon. I love this dish. We only have it once a year. And when you have something once a year, it becomes a major treat. Like we don't eat turkey unless it's Thanksgiving. And that way, when we do have it, it's a major treat. So I'm going to get the rest of this stuff out of here. Potatoes. There's my other bay leaf. I was wondering where that got to. I just take the vegetables out and put them on the platter. This is a shortcut, like I said, to a boiled dinner that takes hours. I'm so glad you could join us today. We're just starting to warm up a little bit, and we can almost smell the spring in the air. I haven't seen any daffodils or I haven't seen a robin yet, but that'll soon be coming. Now when you make corned beef, you can use it in various things. Hash browns, corned beef and hash. You could take the meat and put it in tacos or whatever you like. Now, I like to take a little bit of broth and put it over the meat. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I hope you come back and share with all your friends so they know how to eat gluten-free. And I'll see you next time. Bye.